Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. To know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately.
Beh, stai bene. Potrei anche succhiarti un po' di sangue.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
No, fra.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
Devo parlare con tuo fratello. Grazie.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's
Dr.
just...
Reed, Dr. Reed.
Your name
Dr.
sounds
Reed,
familiar.
Dr. Reed, Dr.
And your
Reed,
face. Have
Dr.
we met
Reed,
before?
Dr. Reed,
I
Dr.
think
Reed.
I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard it.
Nessuno nota gli occhi.
My name is
di
Pericles
sangue.
Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
In guerra?
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Non posso farti nessuna domanda personale, chiederti cosa devi fare qui, parlarmi del quartiere. Da dove mi conosci?
And
dai.
what do you do, sir? For a living, that is.
I stopped working when I decided to leave. When I realized what I wanted. Wanted something this city can't provide.
Or about why you want to leave London, then.
I just don't belong here anymore. I had to convince my brother to leave London because I know we need to find another life out of the city.
Basta, non mi interessa. Hai detto con tuo fratello?
Pericles.
Sometimes.
Dai.
Although don't consider him a fool, sir. He is often more lucid than me.
At least you both have the same difficulty explaining what you're doing, and for what reason.
But is that not a common problem for all mortals?
A proposito. Prova chat. Almeno vediamo se la leggo. Insomma. Il fatto che io non veda la chat è brutto. Perché non vedo la chat? Era ora. Quindi funziona. È un po' lenta, però va bene. Ok, via.
Goodbye,
Andiamo a
Mr.
fare.
Baker.
Ah. Anche tu mi direi qualcosa su Dawson.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an
Povero
investigation about
sciocco.
the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are and why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard. And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Cazzo.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Sì.
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it, with just one phone call.
Chuck Norris.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Sì, ma stai calmo. Ok. Perché sto andando qua? Forse perché la residenza è lì. Cioè del grasso lubrificante e dei proiettili, buttali nel cassonetto. Anche un uscellino. Dove cazzo entra? Questo era rosso, in teoria non ci posso entrare, no?
I cannot enter.
Ma se sai che sto venendo a farti diventare vampiro, ma fammi entrare, no? Fammi trovare la porta aperta. Cosa? Cazzo. Ah, ok. È più una sorta di passo. Scoprirò di più. Prendo con te, devo rubare.
It's locked.
Ah! Rubiamo le cose sotto le mani della gente. I vampiri sono pericolosi. Teconda feroce, questo è un dato di fatto e non lo negherò. Ed è proprio questo che dobbiamo capire cosa sono e a volte chi sono, per comprenderci meglio in vicenda. Ste guardie mi sembrano il cazzo. Ciao.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They told me that you struggle hard not to take too many lives.
Questo sta male.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
Questo. Ah, ma è il leader.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Ma sei stronzo?
Here is the money.
The coward. A man almost proud of the crime he did not commit. An accident disguised as an act of courage.
Ah, quei soldi mi dà informazioni recenti. Figa.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not the city. For example, she asked for.
Oh.
Read my fortune.
You have been chosen, Jonathan. I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
New. Fai una palla di pelo in diretta. Ah.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a
Piccola.
charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's
Beh, non l'ha
Stole.
fatta.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
E che avrei fatto?
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is it possible to tell me my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
All right. Let me hear it.
The walls of your prison have already been raised, Jonathan. But you will freely accept to be locked inside, full of hope for a better day.
I would rather not know. How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth,
pocus.
now!
Swansea told me. Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She could have survived as a vampire. If only she had given me a chance to explain. If only I could have found the words.
Not all vampires accept their new condition. Since suicide is impossible, you have to find a way to get someone else to relieve the pain.
I could have saved her.
No, Jonathan.
Goodbye, sir.
I rarely wander. Yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
Quindi non si entra qua. Allora cerchiamo di capire dove deve andare. Facciamo un po' di ritorno. Quanto odio. Oh, ne sono io. Non posso sbloccare un po' di punti. Cazzo, ho 7000 punti di esperienza, tantissimo. Se potenziamo qualcosa, allora ricicliamo tutta sta robetta. Iniziamo il cambiare di sangue rapido e denso. Queste cose non l'ho mai usato. Allora, vediamo se possiamo potenziare essere spinato un po' di più. Cavolo che mondo danno. Stop. Possiamo fare anche diminuisce il consumo di energia al 10%, trofeo. Non aggiunge il punto di nemico della colpisce, quindi può farla 24, oppure l'energia da 27 a 24, un colpo in più. Questo ordinamento. Però se sta dicendo che sta lavorando non è male. Possiamo mettere un danno inflitto, consuma energia, solo punti sangue, danno inflitto, punti sangue. Adesso facciamo si proverà. Ci vuole dire il livello. Allora, amico mio, vediamo che possiamo inventarci. Allora, possiamo potenziare questo che non ci dispiace per niente. 3 secondi di controllo invece che 2. Allora. Ma rimanesse fermo per 10 secondi, come lo colpisci si rimuove. Ah. 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 Se fargli fare danno 150 tanto. O creare una barriera che assorbe il danno finché non svanisce. Anche questo non è male. Invece solo un colpo solo. Assorbe 3 colpi. Adesso un colpo e esplode. Ah! Troppe opzioni. Guadagno di sangue. Stordimento. Guarda quante cose possono fare. Mannaggia il cazzo. Comunque se abbiamo più danno. Ok, anche se il danno è poco perché da 300 passiamo a 30, tutto quel sangue, d'altronde si dovrebbero fare anche danni massicci. No, veramente troppe cose. Grossi dubbi, ma tanto non posso aspettare infinito, quindi tanto vale. Saluto al massimo. Tanto ci fanno il culo.